Welcome, Lori.
Hey there, how's it going?
Good.
Good.
We'll see how the technology cooperates with us tonight. We'll find out.
Right. We're all probably getting a little more used to this, although I decided to go outside tonight, so.
It's a beautiful evening for that.
It is. But soon enough, I'll be back in my windowless cubicle.
Well, we have to try and find some positives in all this negative, and I guess one is that you can work from outside from like this. So
that is a positive I'm taking advantage of.
Can you hear me, Tracy? You good on your end?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. That's me. Sorry.
Call from IA.
Not a lot of Packers stuff in the background there.
Guilty.
Can you hear us, Susan? You're muted on your end.
Better?
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay.
I do have to admit, it is going to be hard to look at Tracy with all that background. Can you turn your
office at school? That's
Can
for
you
sure.
turn your camera a little bit more so we get the corner a little bit more? There, that, no, there's something on the wrong side. No, that's,
Yeah.
you need to zoom in closer or something.
See you later.
It's okay. They'll be back to a 3-13 season, after they trade Aaron Rodgers away because of love and all that. So,
Positive thing is all that Packers stuff probably didn't cost you very much. Matter of fact, I got a lot of it for free.
Unfortunately, it was purchased back in Favre's heyday, so top dollar.
Hi, Jessica.
Hello.
Hello, Keisha. Do a sound check, Keisha. You're muted there. If you want to unmute, just make sure we can hear you.
Is my video on?
Yep.
Okay, I can't see myself. Is that what you don't see? You don't see yourself in Google Meet?
you should be able to.
I know, that's what I thought. Where am
Look
I?
in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah?
Otherwise, if you don't see yourself, there's 3 dots down in the bottom right-hand corner. You should be able to click on those, and you can change your view. If you go into there and then change your layout.
Okay, I'll change layout.
Don't worry if your face is cut off. We'll let you know. We're real good about
Okay, thanks. That's great. Thanks, Jason. I'm like,
little inside joke there.
oh, you had that already, huh?
For a couple weeks.
Perhaps.
We won't say who though.
Well, I don't know. I haven't used Meet. This is what I get for not having used Meet before. Me. Huh. I can see me in the little list of people, but I don't see me on the screen. Interesting.
I'm just pulling up my email to see if I had received anything public comment wise stuff, and I haven't yet. So I don't really anticipate to, but I will check it a couple of times and see if we get any info.
Well, there I am. I'm like tiny, tiny in the upper right, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
We got hanging back there on the wall, Keisha.
What is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're probably seeing my husband's caribou.
Yeah.
Kind of a scary thought. I should probably sit a different angle.
Oh no, it's fine.
Yeah, King went caribou hunting quite a few years ago. And so now we have it adorning our fireplace. Sometimes I'm in his office, then I have a pheasant behind me. So, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was told I can't have that in the house. In fact, I can't even, it's at my parents' house still, so.
Yeah. Well, we have 2 sets of antlers, and one is hanging in the garage, or the barn actually right now, because I said one is enough in the house. But, yeah.
I'm standing right here.
Yeah.
Well, it looks good.
Right.
It appears we have 10 people watching on YouTube, so we're working out in the virtual world, it looks like. I was a little bit worried. So
Okay.
we didn't have Casey here with us tonight as they are preparing to bring a little one into their family. So that was obviously a more important priority for him tonight. So but we got it to work on our end. So I think, Keisha, whenever you are ready, we can go ahead and get started.
Okay. Let's see. I guess it's 5 o'clock, so let's have roll call, please.
Jessica Brink,
Here.
Susan Rensink,
Here.
Lori Richards,
Here.
Steve Waldstein,
Here.
Keisha Hickman.
Here. We need a motion to approve our agenda. Are there any changes or additions?
No, there are no changes or additions.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I make a motion.
A second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Jessica Brink,
Aye.
Lori Richards,
Aye.
Susan Rensink,
Aye.
Steve Waldstein,
Aye.
Keisha Hickman.
Aye. Motion carried. We are on to our new business.
The first item we have is the resolution, and it's essentially an update of the resolution that we passed before, just with the additional insight from the governor and the closing of the school for the remainder of the year. So this just gives us a little bit of authority during this pandemic to make decisions as needed and to compensate staff while we're away, and is recommended by IASB for school districts to pass. So it looks very similar to the one we had before, just with a little bit added in there about the extension of the closure for the remainder of the year.
Okay. Any questions on that? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the resolution, I guess it would be called, as changed, or updated?
I'll move to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any questions on the updated resolution? Roll call.
Susan Rensink,
Aye.
Steve Waldstein,
Aye.
Jessica Brink,
Aye.
Lori Richards,
Aye.
Keisha Hickman.
Aye. Motion carried. The next thing on our agenda here is the memorandum of understanding.
Yeah, and so this is one that I've been working on with our admin team and with the Teachers Association. We've been having some conversations. Mr. Goody has been great to work with on this. And ultimately, as we have been dealing with this pandemic, we have done the best that we can to provide the best quality educational opportunities we can for our kids. We know doing the required at the high school, we've done some really good things as far as trying to connect with kids and keep that going. At the elementary and middle school, we've provided a lot of good opportunities, but we also know this was all kind of thrown at us pretty quick, and it wasn't really, we weren't as prepared for it as what we would have liked, although we've made some, like I said, some really good adaptations and done a good job. Our hope would be that if we bring closure to the end of this school year and take 5 days from the end of this year, move those to the beginning of next year, that the quality of education when we're back in session, hopefully in August, would be better than the quality of education with our continuous learning that we're doing now. And so we've discussed this administratively, discussed this with the teachers, and have the majority of our staff is on board and supportive and feels like this would be a good thing to do. So the MOU essentially is giving us that authority with the Teachers Association to move those 5 days from the end of this calendar year to the beginning of our calendar in August of next year. And so we would be looking at those 5 days, then we would adjust our calendar again, take 3 days from the end of the year and add those onto the beginning, ultimately moving our start date to August 12. And all of that, of course, is assuming that we are able to start school in our normal fashion at that point in time.
Okay. Have any questions about this or comments?
Corey, we're allowed to do this and change the start date because the governor said that she is waiving the normal start date that she's always had for us on the 23rd, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That came as I should say, pleasant surprise is what I would say when the governor made that announcement. We really hadn't put much thought into this because we did not anticipate it being an option. When she did make that an option, we just once again had some conversations about what's best for our kids. How do we feel like we could best serve our students? And just felt like, once again, the quality of instruction might be better at the start of the school year if we can get back in session. And then because of that, then once again, move those 3 days up so we can start earlier in the school year, which would also allow our high school kids to finish the first semester before Christmas break, which we think would be advantageous at the high school level as well. So we really just feel like overall, this is a good move that provides better quality of instruction. And then it also allows us to take some time at the end of this school year to work with our teachers a lot of it probably still being remotely, but still work on collaborating and really focusing on, excuse me, what skills we haven't covered as much this second part of the year here, or kind of focus on the skills we haven't covered or haven't covered to the depth that we would have liked to have covered. So we can do that now. We can do that again then at the beginning of the year when we have some more PD time, and really, hopefully, moving forward, have a better plan on how we can meet the needs of our kids in the event that we're not able to meet face to face again down the road, whether that be closure due to something like COVID-19 or even closure for something like a snow day down the road, that we could provide some online learning opportunities. And so we would really be looking at how do we, from a K-12 perspective, provide this continuous learning plan. And once again, we've done a great job adapting, but I think if we had more time to prepare and plan and really work on this, we could even do better down the road.
So Corey, we're looking at the kids this May would technically be done with classwork on the middle. Is it May 15 or something, or on the middle of May?
Yeah, May 15 would be the last day of school. So we would end with our students on May 15. Teachers would continue to work some additional days there in May, and then we would take that last week of May essentially and move it to that week in August.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Anybody have any other questions? All right. I don't see any. Is there a motion? Do we want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments on this MOU with our staff? Okay, roll call.
Steve Waldstein,
Aye.
Lori Richards,
Aye.
Susan Rensink,
Aye.
Jessica Brink. Aye. Keisha Hickman.
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you to our staff for being willing to give that a shot and to kind of think outside the box and help us move forward with what we think is in the best interest of our kids in our district. All right. The next item on our agenda is an activities update.
Yeah, and I will be sending something out. I'm just working on kind of the final touches on a communication that I will put out to students, staff, parents, to everybody with some updates on some things that we've got forthcoming here. One of them, of course, the end of the school year, May 15 for students. So we'll notify everybody of that. Like I said, I'll send this out later this evening. Then we'll be looking at picking up some belongings for students. We still have some stuff in lockers. And so we'll be looking at having our elementary, some staff will be gathering and collecting those materials. And then we'll be looking at having parents be able to do kind of a drive-through pickup, looking at tentatively May 12 and 13. And Mr. Grondike will be putting out some additional information with details and specifics on how that'll work. And then at the middle school, high school, looking at a pickup. We can't do it quite the same there because our students have shared lockers. And so we wouldn't really know what belongs to what particular student. And so we'll probably have to have students come in and do more of a pickup of stuff there. We'll, of course, practice social distancing and make sure we come up with a good plan there. And I think Mrs. Barwick and Mrs. Utenhorst are looking at May 18th through the 20th for that. And once again, they'll provide some additional information about that. One of the other things that will be a little bit different is our computer pickup. And for our Chromebooks, for our middle school and high school students, we're going to give students the option to keep that at home for the summer if they would like. Our tech department feels that they can manage those remotely with the capabilities they have. So our seniors would be turning those in, but other students would have the option to keep those at home. If parents choose, or students that they don't want to keep those at home, they of course can return those when we do our belongings pickup, but if they want to keep those at home, they're going to be welcome to do so. Some of the other activities, we've gotten a lot of questions about, prom and graduation and some of those things. So we are looking at Thursday, May 18 for prom. And so that's going to be a little bit different doing it during the week, but obviously there's some scheduling challenges at the pavilion with other weekend activities and such. So we're looking at Thursday, May 18 for that.
Corey, you
Corey,
mean June?
Yeah,
June
it's got to be
18.
June. It can't be
I'm
May.
sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, that would be. Thank you. Looking at the wrong thing here. June 18, Thursday, June 18. Awards assembly. We would be doing that virtually. That one will be done virtually in May. Looking sometime here, kind of mid-May, for that to occur. And Mrs. Utenhorst and Mrs. Bosma have been working on that and getting some of that information together. And so once again, we're hoping that will be put out virtually in mid-May. Graduation, we would be looking at commencement exercises on Sunday, June 28. And hopefully by then we're able to gather and meet and have that. In the event that we are not able to meet at that point in time yet, we would look at an alternative date of Sunday, July 19. So we'll have those two dates. And once again, all these dates and information will be coming out and communicated. Summer sports and summer theater. We are waiting for the Athletic Association to provide additional guidance on those activities and whether they want students to participate in that. They've indicated by June 1 that they will have information out to us, which, the timing isn't ideal, but the reality is it's just that's what we have to work with. And so we've had a lot of conversations about what those activities might look like and if they're able to occur. But at this point in time, we really don't have any more information on those activities other than we'll just wait and see what guidance we're given. The Orab Grab and Go Cafe, we will continue with meals in May and June. We've been given the permission to continue with that through June. So through May and June, we'll continue as we are currently doing, and we'll wait and see. There's a potential of it extending beyond June. But as of right now, we know it's May and June. On a really exciting positive note, before all of this happened, we were in the process of applying for a summer food program to be able to provide summer meals on a regular occurrence in the summer, and we have been approved for that. And so we will be providing additional information about that at a later time. Right now, our current grab and go meals will continue through June, and then once again, we will be providing something in some capacity beyond that, whether that's kind of through the COVID-19 process that we're currently doing, or that we change that and run a normal summer food program. But with that approval, we get that for a 5-year time period. So we'll be operating a summer food program at least for the next 5 years. And then we would be looking at Wednesday, August 12 for start date for our 2020-21 school year. So those are some of the dates and activities that we have coming up. And I will once again put this information out to everybody later this evening.
Okay. Any other comments or questions on activities?
Mr. Meyer, I just have one question. So far, our pickup for our meals, we're doing twice a week now, and that's going okay?
Yeah, we started in the 200s. I don't know what our first day was, probably somewhere around 250, and we served 495 meals the other day. So that number has continued to climb and increase, and so we're serving three dinners and breakfast on the Monday, and then 2 on the Thursday. But that seems to be going really well. We've had a ton of staff members that have been willing to come in and help out with that. And of course, we're using a lot of precautions. All of our staff are wearing gloves and masks and taking every precaution to make sure that we're healthy there. We ask our screener questions. We take temps. We're very thorough in what we're doing there. But I think that's been very well received in our community. And quite honestly, our staff really enjoys helping out and being able to provide that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Right. Corey, I wanted to just, maybe we should mention this, but so will we be able to know we know we're hoping to start on August 12. We know we may not be on the August 12 if we aren't able to go face to face, or do we have another plan?
So we really have a couple of different plans in place, and of course, it's all just pending on how things proceed with the COVID-19 pandemic. So our plan is going to be that August 12 start date. If we find out, kind of end of July, beginning of August, that we're not able to resume normal classes, then we would look at alternative calendars at that point in time, and we kind of have an early start calendar, which now would be our regular start of that August 12, the prior start date, and kind of that worst case scenario where we could potentially have to start after Labor Day. But hopefully we're going to stay optimistic and hope that we're starting on August 12.
Sounds awesome. Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Thank you, everybody. We need a motion to adjourn.
I can move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Steve. Any discussion? Roll call.
Susan Rensing,
Hi.
Lori Richards,
Aye.
Steve Waldstein,
Aye.
Jessica Brink. Aye. Keisha Hickman.
Aye. Motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.